Good morning and good day to you, everybody. Welcome to Sunday morning's Messages of Love from Above. Good to see everybody. Hope you had a great weekend or are having a great weekend. Let me just get my desktop all set up before we get into everything here. And we will get started. All right. Excuse me. All right. I think we are good there. Let me just set that right. All right. Excuse me. It started off as a very overcast, cloudy day, but it looks like the clouds have parted and the sun is out a little bit. So, welcome. All right. So, before we get started into everything, let's send some love out to the world. We will bring in the beautiful singing bowl as per usual. And if you'd like to join me, so sorry, whether you're watching live or on replay, we can send love out together and multiply it to the world. So let's start off by taking a big deep breath and letting all the outside world fall away for a moment. And just a big deep breath in. Beautiful. As I hit the singing bowl, hit about 3 times. We'll let that love flow down to us, fill our heart, our body, our cells up, and then flow out to the world. So here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. uh, Thank you for allowing me to clear my throat too. So sorry about that. Um, so welcome, welcome. And before we get into everything too, just to let everyone know, we have a new podcast episode that came out this morning. I have a podcast from chaos to cozy, which is all about our journey. We come from cozy, we come down to chaos, and it's our journey back to cozy throughout this life. And this podcast shares like when I had my darkest times in my life, my big chaotic moments, and my journey back to where my life is more cozier and cozier. All the stuff that spirit has given me, experiences, tools, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to check it out, this one's about love energy. Last week's was called The Hedge, which is also about energy. And I have a hedge process that I offer, and I'm going to have it half off for the rest of May. It's normally $50 for a 2-week process, and it's 25 now. So if you're interested, check that out in the description box as well. But if you want to catch up on the entire podcast, there's the playlist as well. Also, this last week, we had a special pick a card. Usually every other week, I have new moon pick a card, and we talk about new moon wishes, which we did have here too. Let me throw that out here. We got the Taurus new moon. We had that the beginning of last week or this week. Um, and we talk about how to make the most of the new moon wishes. We get 10 every new moon. And then we have of course, 2 weeks later, the full moon, talking about release ceremonies and how to use the most of that energy for release. And then somewhere in between those, I also have when the zodiac, of course, changes for the sun signs. Of course, we had Taurus season kick in, and here's the pick a card for that, because I also include a 3 month forecast for all the sun babies for that. So Taurus, if you're a Taurus sun baby, make sure to check that out. Or if you have a Taurus in your life, send that to them too and say happy birthday from your bruddaZEN. And then there's a pick a card for all of us that are there. Um, and then the other, usually the fourth week is kind of a pilgrimage meditation where we go visit a sacred site and have a pick a card around that too. But sometimes, a couple times a year, there's a fifth week in the month, and this was a special pick a card for that, which was what were we asking? There it is right there. What is being pushed out of your life to make room for something new? So that's exciting. So all those are free if you're interested in checking those out. Also, can you believe we're almost the middle of May? If you haven't checked out your May monthlies, I started with month of May doing monthly readings again for each individual zodiac sign. That's the little link to the playlist. And there's a little Zenergy astrological forecast in there that talks about the overall energies that spirit wants us to be, that at least with this video, want us to be aware of. Kind of just a big picture so we can keep our zen while we're, experiencing that. It's like knowing what weathers it's going to be outside. So you don't go out in your bikini or Speedo in the freezing cold, right? And it makes so we can make the most of it. So that's what's coming in. All those things, again, like I said, are free. So you can peruse those if you wish. All right, so that's all the blah blah blah. Well, almost all the blah blah blah. But if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome, welcome, and welcome to all my returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I can't do this without you. So grateful for all the thumbs up you give the videos. It's something everyone can do for free, and it helps us spread the Zen love. And you're part of the love tsunami. So thank you, thank you, thank you. How the free readings work, we do go down in order in the chat, first come, first serve. So there's no special list. That's what it is. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading or be vague or whatever you want to do. Spirit knows what you're wanting to know. We'll pull cards for it. And sometimes they'll say, I know you want that, but this is your message. Because that's how our spirit guides are. They're always bringing what is best for us in the moment, right? So we love that. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I step outside of the free readings, prioritizing those. Dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards for those too. And then once I'm done, I return back and then continue down the list. To make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom of the chat or in the description box of the video. I also have my Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, and Square that are there, making a rhyme. And I don't look at the dollar amounts. I know everyone's finances vary from day to day, person to person, country to country. And so I just know you're giving from your heart what you're able to, and I'm appreciative of that. This is what I do for my living. So a shout out to all of my people who do donate, all of my YouTube channel subscribers. I have 2 levels of those. And also anyone who purchases my services that are all listed in the description box of the video. And of course, my beautiful host who lets me live in her basement for free, which is amazing. And we send her great blessings because of all of that combined, I'm able to bring all these messages. So I'm very grateful. All right. Now enough of the blah, blah, blah. All right. So I do have some donations. So we will start there. And I'm going to be using the Naked Heart Tarot. Once again, I love this deck. They have beautiful, beautiful artistry in here. Whoops. So if you guys are interested, it's from Jillian Wild, and then once I get to the free readings, I'll show you that deck. But let's jump in. So Supernova, hello, hello from the other side of the world. Good to see you. Thank you so much for all your multiple donations here. So we'll start off with the first one here with the angelic um, little sticker on there. All right, so let's scroll down here. There we are. So el numero uno, you want to know, how are you expressing yourself differently now with guitar and lyrics? You feel it's more deeper and you just feel it more in a deeper sense. What do your guides say? Just curious. Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see what they will give here. Right, got those and those. Those. All right. All right. Yep. All right. Yeah, and it's wonderful here. I mean, you've got on the bottom of the deck the Nine of Swords, and this just talks about you've really settled in and are comfortable with looking at your fears. The Nine of Swords, is the nightmare and insomnia card for kind of energy, but it's also the hermit energy of the nine and inner reflection, looking at our thoughts, looking at those, and you don't have this fear of looking at your past or your fears. You don't have a fear of your fears, right? You're like, you know what? I can look at them. You're not like, oh, I don't want to look at them. You're just like, yeah, bring it. Bring it. Come on, let's go. You know, you would be spiritually. they're have this. It's funny. They have this picture of in the scary movies when there's a noise in the basement and they're like, "Oh, don't go in the basement." You're like, "Whatever, I'm gonna go check it out." That's the kind of approach I feel like they're saying that you have with your, mental fears and all that. Of course, you're not the person that you're like, "Oh my God, why are they going in the basement?" This is spiritually. And, a big part of the change that has happened too is really understanding and grasping your self-love more here with the Ace of Cups and the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is change of direction, a change of how you do things, a change of energy, and it's came out here with the Ace of Cups, which is all about discovering more and more and more your self-love, your inner love. So you're expanding and that connection to your higher self, your higher love, your self-worth and all that, and it's opening up the conduits of emotion and how you can express it to the outside world too, which is cool. And kind of along that vein of energy, you've also got the Five of Pentacles, which is these beliefs of being abandoned, left behind, left out in the cold, of lack. And the Temperance card has replaced that. It's like there's this balancing of this energy, realizing so much that you are, your abundance, your sustenance doesn't come from humans. It comes from creator, it comes from source. So there's all this balancing and the switching of this journey that you've been on and a lot of alterations. And it just takes a little bit of a change in our belief systems to change where we're headed, right? Because when you look at like this here, right? Well, I guess like this. Well, I don't know. How can you do this? Okay, we'll do it this way so you guys can see it. So, when you're here, this is where you're going to end up here, right? And if you just make a little here, you end up way over here. So the gap of change is this, even though it was like this much down here, if that makes sense. When you look at the long range, it's even though it's a slight adjustment inside, it makes a huge adjustment in the outside. So just I feel like that's what's happening with that. And you got the Seven of Wands too. And the Seven of Wands is about this courage. I like the courage kind of energy that you're not dimming your light, you're not asking permission to be yourself, and that's just growing and growing and growing. But it's not like a on the card a hissy cat. I'm gonna do what I want. It's just like an internal courage where you don't have to say a whole lot on the outside about I'm gonna do what I want to do. You're on the inside going, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And I don't need anyone's permission, or I don't need to explain myself or defend myself to anyone either. And I feel like you're really setting into this. This is who I want to be. And I like this. And this is what's being reflected out and how it impacts your, um, expressing yourself because of that confidence, because of this. You're really getting to know yourself. And in facing your fears, you're really understanding who you are not, as well, based on all these beliefs and things that have been told you to you growing up, right? It's like, okay, I know people said this and people said that and blah blah blah. And I've been taught all this stuff. um it's like, yeah, I don't have to be those things. And I did the best I could with what I knew, and when I was fearing, and with everything that was bubbling below the surface. But now I'm realizing who I really am, and I don't have to listen to the stories that everyone gave me. Society, school, parents, relatives, friends, whatever. Everyone has a different perception of who we are, and none of them are right. So people go, "No, no, no, this is who you are," and you're like, "No, no, I'm not." You get to choose it. So you saying people used to call you an evil person, evil Knievel, the daredevil. So that's what they have for the first one there for you. Yeah, yeah. And then your second one, which is the woo, 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 woo eyes, the spiral eyes. You want to know, how can you connect to your creativity more? And what is it, you channeling a song on guitar? What would that look like? How would that even be guided? All right, let's take a look at it. Excuse me. Sorry, my sinuses have been, with all the weather, my sinuses like to let me know there's clouds in the sky. They're very kind. I'm like, "Thank you. I see them. Now you can leave me alone." Just kidding. All right. So, one of the beautiful things with the Four of Cups on the bottom of the deck, this is, this um, emotional stability, peace of emotion, um, unfear. And that's the big, what we talk about, connecting to creativity more. The more that we're out of fear, the more we connect to the higher mind, the higher creative mind, the creativity of the higher realms. That's where creator, we're all mini creators. And when we connect to our higher self, that's where our creative mind really opens up. When we're in fear, we shut down. We don't want to be creative. We don't want to be doing paper mache and get attacked by a lion. We're going to be fighting or running like heck, right? So creative. That's funny. Your guides are always so funny. But we have this, this energy, with this you know, ability to be silent, be still, and allow, and to open up. When we're in fear, we're closed, right? We're like defensive. But when we're out of fear, we're open. And then that's when we can have that creativity come in. So the more often we're in an open kind of energy and in silence, the more we get. And so that really helps with the creativity, and, allowing that to come in, right? So we do have that, energy that's available. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. And the Ace of Swords too. The more you connect to the higher realm, this is, allowing the connecting into the capital T truths of the higher realm, which allow us to cut away fears too. It's the dual double-edged sword that's able to do that. And I like that because it's like the words. Okay, I get it now. So they're, part of your creativity, and especially with lyrics too, is that you're developing this connection, and I understand now why we had the Five of Cups come out too here, which the Five of Cups is your journey, right? Lower vibration emotions to higher vibration emotions. That's like one of your poster child cards, right? But you're developing too this um, connection between your high heart and your human mind. And uh, the reason why that's important and why they're pointing it out is because you'll feel, like you said earlier, you feel deeply, but sometimes it's hard for our human mind to put words around the feeling. It's like I can't explain this feeling I'm having. Well, this is what's changing. Your mind and your higher heart are developing these connections to where it can explain the emotion that you're feeling and communicate it that way. It's not ultimately mandatory that that has to happen, but it definitely helps in the communication of lyrics because some words will touch people's hearts. The biggest thing with your music, though, is your energy that you're putting in when you are playing, whatever. It's like the vibration, it just intertwines with the vibration of the guitar and your vocal cords. The energy that goes out is what touches people, but the words this is something that's developing to help with the creativity of the lyrics. You're just like able to almost channel messages through your songs, and Spirit knows who's going to listen to your music throughout the world, and they know what words are going to be the most impactful, and they bring that in there. So I like that. Right? I like it. So you do have those, and then, the other part of your question was, what is the channeling a song of a guitar? What would it, would that look like, and would it be guided? Yeah, I mean, you've got the Ace of Cups, excuse me, that's here, and it's like how the channeling really works is you just open up and you just, allow that love to flow in and fill you up, and then it flows out. And it's as simple as that. As far as how, what that looks like. It's just, allowing yourself to be a conduit of it. You don't have to put intention behind it. You don't have to do any, you know, signals or signs or rituals or whatever, for it to happen. All you do is you become a vessel. You become a vessel of love, and you allow yourself to fill up and allow it to flow out. And then the energy just happens. The Five of Wands, it starts off as fearful energy and it transforms into higher vibrational love energy. It is guided. So sorry. Got a frog that just won't go away. Um, yeah, the path of least resistance, and that's what it is. It's about just not like um, it's about being vulnerable. It's about opening up to spirit, and you just let it flow in and flow out. And that's what channeling is really. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna make it do this. It's more of a flow. It's more of this, you know, flowing out and going through and all that. So so that's what we have with that. And then the Innocence of Pentacles. that this is about Page of Pentacles, which is new opportunities, and it's like it's not going to be. It's like also allowing it to do what it's going to do, how it's going to do it, and on the spur of the moment, whatever it however it happens. And that's the whole thing is like when we try not to control it, it expresses itself in different ways and you channel it in different ways, and I love that, where, it's like doing card readings. There's, oh, this is the standard spread. You must do it this way. Whatever. I never did it that way. I did it that way once. The first time I did cards, instinctively, someone was like, "Well, here you do the reading." And I did it, and they're like, "Well, that's the standard spread. You've done tarot before." I'm like, "No," and then I never did a standard spread ever again. And it's intuitively, it's like, "Oh, I'm going to do it in the form of an L." And they're like, "Oh my God, that's the first name, the first letter of my mom," or whatever. You're like, "Oh, wow." You channel and you express it in different ways, right? So I like that. So I'm just going to take a quick sip here. All right. Okay. I'm glad that makes sense. Hey, Maud. Yeah, thank you. I totally forgot. Happy Mother's Day to all your mothers out there, whether you have, children or if you're a father who is a mother too, doing all things. And those of you who are mothers for people who are not your biological children and mothers to people in the world, happy Mother's Day to everybody. We celebrate the divine feminine for sure. Um, and I saw here, Alphonse, I did answer that last night too, or whenever you asked that. So if you go back, I did complete all readings. And I see you made a donation, so we'll do that. Yeah, and Dog Moms, hey, Johanna. So shout out to one of my YouTube channel members, Johanna. Hello, hello. Dog mom, cat mom. Yeah, all you fur baby mothers and feather baby lizard mamas. All of you, right? So, hello, hello. And then, Brenda, let's take a look here. So, just to give everyone an update on where we're at as far as reading. So, I've got a couple more for Nova. And then, Brenda, you will be up after that. And then Mia, and then Infinity. And then I have a PayPal. So Shay Shay. So Shay Shay will be up. And then we have a couple from HTTPS. And then Johanna. And then Alphonse. And then we go to you there. So, hey, hey. So that's the kind of where we're at right now in order, just to give everyone an idea. All right. All right. So let's get back to it. Since we've got quite a list going, right? So let's jump in here. So Nova, you're number 3 with your sticker. I love those stickers. Let's see. This will be number 3 here. All right. Kurt. So what messages from Kurt or your spirit? Didn't think of a question. That's all right. They probably blocked it anyway, saying, it doesn't matter. We're going to tell you what we want to tell you. So let's take a look here. Oh, okay. So they're guiding me over here behind me. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, turtles. But yeah, we got these whispers. Whisper of the Ocean Oracle. And this is what they want to give you a message. That's right. Kurt loves Oracle. So let's take a look here and see what message does he want to bring through here for you. It is from Kurt, and of course your whole entire spiritual posse is all there too. All right, that must be it. And you got persistent drive number 11. So if you've been seeing a lot of 11s or 1111s, and This one says, see what you desire and move toward that goal. He's always about, come on, let's go. It is time to zero in on your purpose. Use your intuition and instincts to guide you for the optimal outcome. Shut up. He's funny. So it says apply deep concentration to a specific task or activity. You need to be focused on a solitary objective or intention at this time and route all your power, your tools, your assets toward this one purpose. Dedication to the undertaking at hand is essential. You will need to get rid of any distractions that'll take your focus from what you want to achieve. Keep your life in balance. Be sure to keep your focus on all the positive and good that is flowing into your life. You will thrive at pursuing your aspirations. So, as long as you maintain heart, willpower, and confidence in your abilities, you need to focus completely on the task at hand. Oceanic white-tip sharks typically travel alone and near the surface of the ocean. They are persistent in their search for food. This shark represents the preference for forward momentum. The sharks that survive today are almost the same as those that lived 300 million years ago. And this shark is letting you know that you can be exceptionally driven and forward moving. It is time for you to meet your life full on. If you have doubts about whether an opportunity is right for you, this card encourages you to pursue this dream or situation. Right? She. Yep. So there you go. He's always all about the, do it, let's go, let's go, let's go. Focus, focus, focus. And it's funny, I don't know, I'm sure everyone has heard the shark song, right? And he's doing it now. He's like, "Baby shark, do, baby shark, do, da da da, shark, shark, shark." And he's just being funny and silly, but he's like, "Look, the Baby Shark song, look how it did." So, you know, you never know what something will do. Just go for it. Let's go. So I like that. He is so funny. All right, so that's what Kurt has for you. And then on to number 4, which is another "What happened?" So, number 4, are you a light worker or maybe a star seed? All right, let's take a look here. You know, star seeds can be light work. A light worker is someone who's bringing light to the world and has a purpose of helping transform energies. And so, really, um, star seeds can be light workers. And I do feel like um, you know, it's amazing that that we have multiple expressions of ourselves, and so we all have had some sort of part in a starseed collective. In some people's first expression of their existence in this realm was as a star seed, and so they considered themselves, that's my origin. I originated in this realm through star seed, but ultimately we all originate from spirit, right? We all start from creator. It's like there's this giant sea, and then there's all these drips that come from the sea, and that's our, this little individuality is our individual expression of the creator. But then among that drip, we have all of these endless amount of experiences in different dimensions, different universes, different lifetimes. So human existence and multiple lifetimes just on this little planet is just one little tiny piece of everything. This is one of the few experiences, though, that we are veiled from feeling and experiencing all those others that are happening all at the same time across existence outside of time, because we're one of the few dimensions that's time bound. and that has, this I know, right, trippy, uh, this kind of, limited feeling separate, feeling disconnected. It's like if you ever watch Star Trek and they have the Borg, and if a Borg was ever disconnected, they feel like lost. That's what it is. Like we have a giant Borg hive mind where, we're all part of connected, but down here we're disconnected. We're like, what happened? Where am I? Even though all of them still know us, all of our other existences are aware of this human existence. We're unaware of all that. I usually say our brain would probably go, yeah, Rihanna, right? Yeah, that's I was like, this sounds familiar. But it's amazing because, when you realize that we have so many different existences, but with our the flavor of this dimension that we're in, because there's tons of different universes and dimensions and experiences. This is just a tiny little boop sliver of the giant pie of what's going on. And but in this realm, which is interesting, I didn't know this until just now with them telling me, is that you know the flavor is the when we choose our first existence of experiencing this dimension in this realm, it's like that is like it's like even though people are American, when it first came, people came from all over the world. The place of their origins is different, but they're all American, when America was created. And it's like, oh, wow, okay. And that's how it is. Our place of origin might be different, but we're having this experience. But we have all that flavor, all that culture, all that stuff that influences our experiences. But I definitely feel like you were a star seed. And I do feel, with Johanna yesterday, we talked about, but star seeds weren't your first or origin. Um, because we were talking about yours was Capricorn, like Capricornus or something. But I feel like you did choose to be a star seed. And let's take a look here. You got 4 cards here. So let's see if they'll tell us kind of what what star seed um collective that you originated with. Now you have movement of cups on the bottom, so water planet, and there is a lot of water. If you even do water star seeds, you might find a variety of different ones on the internet where people have channeled and shared different ones. I think there is some of that in Sirius because they've got whales and dolphins and different expressions like that kind of beings there. So you might, but just kind of be open about it. And let's see what that was the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else we have here. Hey, you've got Earth Mother. You always have to have the Empress. They're like, it is this creative energy. Let's see. Yeah, and the Heart of Swords. You've got the Panther. So Sirius, if you look, they have in the Sirius Starseed Collective, they've got planets of both water beings like whales and dolphins, and they also have the feline races that were there too. So you've got that, and yeah. So I feel like, definitely look into those, as far as, you know, searching starseed, water, and see if the Sirius and the Syrians starseed collective what resonates. But allow yourself to, because we have different experiences, and as we talked with Johannes yesterday too, you just kind of jump. We maybe start off with one or somewhere else in the planets across the universe, but as our origin. But we all experience so many things that we've all touched starseed collectives, and we have that. It's like, I went vacation there, I remember I lived there for a year. It's like, cool. But you definitely, I feel like you're going to be opening up to a lot of messages here from spirit with this 8 of wands coming in. And the full card is this journey and this adventure and this newness of things that come in with this too. So I do feel like you will um, connect more and more to that you know um, person, part of your personality, part of your makeup of your soul, your being, because I know when I when we start to get to know like our spirit guides and our spirit team and our support team, our posse, it really helps because like in uh, and I had for a longest time, I think I shared this on this channel too. It was like a year ago. I had always just channeled spirit. I felt all these beings and I would just channel. And someone mentioned, something that can help really bring in and lock in our spirituality into this realm is to get to know them personally. And as we do that, it's like you have this bond to the spirit world as your human more deeply, and it really roots it here, which is cool. And I'm like, oh my god, how rude of me that I never go, hey, can I get to know you guys personally? and and immediately when I'm like, all right, well, let me just sit still and let me, why don't you guys introduce yourself? And boom, 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 four came in immediately, which I have four major spirit guides who represent the four elements. And one of them, which this is why I have these rings, I've got, the earth and this is the air and this is the fire and this is the water, and each of them represents each one of those. But the phoenix is that they are a collective. So as part of my spirit guides, I have a small collective that's a mini collective or a sub collective of the Syrian huge collective of star seeds. And but they call themselves Phoenix, and or I call them Nyx for short. But they handle the fire, the energy work, the my spiritual energy. And but when you get to know them, like this is what we're talking about, when you get to know your starseed collective, you feel the support, you feel the guidance, and it feels more real. So that's what they have for that there. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, yeah, and we have tons. I mean, we've got so much support. We all have a guardian angel that was formed when our soul was created. They're like our buddy. They're like the creator, but in best friend mode. So we have a guardian angel that's like this with us for forever, right? And then we have angels that are with us, angelic beings that are with us through our entire, um, a lot of our lives. But they are not so, it's like they'll go do other things. We'll have specialists come in during a lifetime. During periods, there will be angels just for a lifetime, just for specific periods in a lifetime. We've got loved ones we experience within this lifetime that go to the other side. We got ancestors, whichever, like I'm born into this ancestry. I'm attached to all these souls of this ancestry, of this bloodline, but it doesn't mean I always stay within my bloodline. I mean, I think I go a little bit into this in my Take 10 with Zen in some of the beginning to really, if you guys want to really learn a lot more, I could talk about it forever. I just love how it's simple but complex, right? There's just so many, but ultimately we all come from the same source. We're just different expressions of the creator amongst all these dimensions and everything. So I'll leave it. I feel like that was for more than just you and I. It was for everybody, but there we go. But let's get on with the readings. I know. So thank you for all your multiple donations. I see you made another one. We'll get down to that one eventually here too. But thank you so much for all those and great questions. It just um, you always ask such great questions, and we get into wonderful new data too. So thank you guys for all of your beautiful questions. I love being able to channel, and I learned so much myself sitting back here listening. All right, so let's go forward. Brenda Tejada, you are up. Thank you for the ice cream cone sticker and the donation. And you want to know with Eric Vallis today and you, he's a Taurus. All right, let's take a look here and see here. So, what does Spirit want you to know between you? All right. Some cards came flying out here. Let's see what we got here. All right. So the energy on the bottom of the deck for you from your spirit guides is here's the self-love, because they're just kind of reverting back to the sun card is like um the inner child work turning inward, the ace of cups, they're just like just a reminder that the for love the focus is inward and upward right now. For you is where your soul, your spirit guides are nudging you to look inward and not so much outward, right? Yeah, right. He tried fixing things last week, but so they're saying, when you're drawn to the outside world, that's where you're gonna feel the lack, right? That they can't give you the love that you're looking for. You're gonna only find that looking inward with this Ace of Cups. It's the inward, upward, and the with the Sun is the inner child work. Because as we go to the outside world, that's where we're gonna have our conflict. That's where we're gonna get our beautiful mirrors and awareness, and it's okay, there's no right or wrong. They're just gently going, so just remember that this is the goal, because you're not going to find what you're looking for out here. You're going to find it here. You're going to fill up, and then what people give you on the outside world will no longer feel like it's falling short, because you're filling from the inside. And then when they give, it's just above and beyond extra, so it's going to feel like, wow, that's just more. Thank you. You find your heart fills up with this 10-course meal on the inside with 2 desserts, and the outside world gives you 3rd dessert and 4th dessert and 5th dessert, and you're like, "Oh, you shouldn't have. Thank you." Always make room for more dessert, right? So, they wanna start off with that just underneath, but because 'cause we've got the moon card coming in, which is there is hidden and unseen things, secret things that are happening with them, um, you know, which generally means, shenanigans. And, it's like, all right, there's a lot that's unseen that I don't know what's going on with them. And we have the movement of wands, which is a lot of passion, a lot of, you know, usually when I get the Knight of Wands, it's like a little baby chihuahua, or not a baby chihuahua, but a little chihuahua dog that's running around humping everyone's legs. It's like a passion that they just can't control themselves, kind of thing, right? And we do have, the 5 of Swords is this card of inner conflict, between head and heart. And the Heart of Swords, the Queen of Swords, is balancing of the head and heart. And so, your interactions, what they want you to know between the 2 of you is this, eh, is a mirror for you to be able to see things from a higher perspective, cut away the fears, look at the expectations. So just know, and even have the 2 of Swords on the bottom, which is the same in the movement of swords. So all of this underlying energy is about the interactions that's coming in here, have this, have this, um, it's all about reflection. It's all about understanding my fears that are triggered, their actions. What is it bringing up within me? Um, and that's what whenever we turn to the outside world, we get the disappointment that eventually turns us inward and upward, and we do that work, and then we kind of drift out back to the outside world. We experience the disappointment, we turn inward and upward till we're fully flowing from the inside, and then we don't expect anything of the outside world. And we have gratitude for whatever anyone gives us. There's not a desperation because when they're giving us third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh dessert, we're well, thank you so much. But someone's like, no, I'm not going to give you eighth dessert. You're like, thank God I was about to explode. It's okay with that, right? You said, yeah, I think he is talking to other people. I think he is passionate with other people. He's got desires and like he can't it's almost like on the verge. I don't want to call it, I'm no psychologist or anything, of course, licensed psychologist, but just has this feeling of almost like sexual addiction in a way where they're just like, I've got this is how they don't have a whole lot of love, self-love. They learned that I'm loved when I have physical attention, and so this is why they seek so much physical attention. Usually one person isn't enough. Because they feel empty on the inside, they feel like they have to get so much from the outside world, right? And so that's why there's hidden and unknown things and, you know, all different types of ways that they get this satisfaction. So yeah, I mean, there's no shoulds, it's always spirit saying, there's no right or wrong, but you will continually experience the same thing from them. So when you're done with it, you'll be done with it, because they're not changing. I don't see them changing anytime soon because they're not doing inner reflection work to find the source of their um, you know diminished self-love. So they have a very small, ability to give and receive love. So they're not giving themselves love. And until they do that, they'll realize, oh, this, intimacy is a part of love, but not all that there is. They are like, intimacy is all that it is, sexual and inner, energetic, physical connections like that. So, from your spirit guides, they're like, yeah, I mean, you can continue to do that, but your mirrors are going to continue to show you the same reflection. Like a mirror, if you don't change, if you don't go inward and upward and work on your self-love and have that fill you up, no matter what mirror you go look in, you're going to see the same reflection. So it's like they're going to continue to show you that. And I know I realize that because they're going, remember, like you, I'm like, yeah, 5 relationships all showing me the same thing until I saw it. I'm like, oh. So, you know. No, chances are that he will answer you, but he's just going to want intimacy, like sex. They're not going to, and if they go, yeah, well, let's have a relationship, they will be seeing other people on the side and, have other things that they won't tell you. That moon card, there's a lot of hidden and unknown. So, as like your spirit guides as your friend, they're like, yeah, why do you you don't need that anymore. But if you want to experience it, because until our fears get outweighed by the ugly feeling of not having the love we're looking for, we'll continue seeking after something until it feels like "Bleh," and then we'll stop desiring it. And so we can either, get this inner going, no, I know I'm going to choose me, and I know this isn't healthy for me. It's like donuts, let's say. Damn them anyway, because like I love sugar and I love sugary snacks and stuff, but I know they're not good for me. But it's like until they make me sick, and I'm like, oh God, I can't believe I ate 3 donuts. Ugh, you know, um, then I desire it until I realize it, and I'm like, "Well, this isn't good for me," you know? So, yeah, whatever you feel you need to do, there's no, shoulds, right? It's like you could text him. If you feel it'll help you, then, do what you want to do. Um it's like an alcoholic saying, "Well, let me go tell the bartender goodbye." I'm gonna go tell them goodbye. And you're like, "Well, one last drink." And then, you know, it could also it could help. I'm gonna say goodbye and I'm walking out and I feel stronger from it. Or we could go and I'm saying goodbye and they're like, "Well, here, just we'll have one for the road and another one and another one and another one." And sometimes when you go to say goodbye to people, we have an ulterior motive of, um, you know, um, well, if I tell them goodbye, then they're gonna go, "No, no, no, don't leave." And then you're like, "Well, okay, well, one more try," right? So, you know, um, I feel like if if they're not responding, if you just start drifting away and you just let it go, you don't have to tell someone you're letting them go. But our ego will sometimes want to tell people goodbye so that they'll run after us, and then, well, one more try, right? So just be sure of your motivation when you do that. Yeah, but see, who cares if he messages you back if you're leaving, right? Well, I want them to message me back. It's like, well, then you're still attached, right? So, yeah, like HTTPS, yeah, dump him, never look back unless you're looking for some, yeah, some D therapy. You're so funny. Manifest your soulmate, ghost him, don't waste your energy. Girl, protect it. Yeah. Yeah, he's channeling your guides right there, Brenda, HTTPS. It's like, you know, it's like a friend who they're like, this, ex of mine won't leave me alone, and they'll forward me the whole text conversation, and I'm like, "Why are you replying to him?" And they're like, "Well, I need him to know this." And I'm like, "No, you don't." I go, "You're feeding him energy. Don't. You can let go and, you stop responding. Well, I'm afraid if I stop responding that he'll show up at my work. I go, if he shows up at your work, then have security escort him out. You know, you don't let them rule your energy. You like rule your own, right? So, yeah. Yeah, right. So that's what they have for you, Brenda. I think they've got the message through, in answer to your question. So thank you again for your donation. And the big thing is inward and upward. The more you're looking on the outward for emotional validation and emotional, um, you know, uh, feeding, the meal, it's like you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be always pointed back to inward and upward until you're doing that. So you're going to keep experiencing the same individual just in someone else's body. So when we continue to do what we've always done, we're going to get what we've always gotten. Okay. It's a good reminder for all of us. All right. So let's continue down here. So let's say we got Mia. Mia. Hello, hello, Mia. Mia. So thank you for your donation. Let's give you some love and a like there. And let's see here. There you are, down here. So, thank you again for your donation here. And hello. Psh, psh. So, you want to know what are Michelle's next actions towards you and what's happening soon? All right, let's take a look here and see what's going on here. What are their next actions towards you? And anything happening soon? All right. Right. Energy on the bottom of the deck kind of have a little bit of a nine of wands blockade happening for you because there's like this energy that's keeping anything really big happening between the two of you. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah. So you've got, and we've got the, judgment card here, which is the woo higher self calling them to this, different place here. Yeah, we got the 6 of swords. There is this, altering, changing of mindset with the 6 of swords. 3 of swords is like leaving behind old ways of thinking, moving to new ways of thinking. It is movement in the outside world. This 3 of cups, can be third party situation that's coming in here. It's like there's this other interest that's happening that's kind of taking them here. And it does feel like, there's this heading in a different direction. The 3 of wands is like with new things, new information, new kind of stuff that's happening. There is this altering of course. The tower card, tells us that trust that when something gets blasted out of our life, it's for us. It's always for us. Even at the time when it's burning down, we're like, no, not my old dilapidated, you know, um, what is it called where it's you can't live in it, it's uh X'd off. You can't go in there, it's dangerous. Even though, oh, not my tower. It's like it's destroyed, right? While it's burning down, we're like, because we're attached to it. But after it burns down and it gets all the rubble gets moved away and it gets replaced with a new castle, not just a tower, but 4 towers and a castle, and it's upgraded, it's safe, it's not it begins with a D. I think I can't think of the word right now, but it's you know um, ready to be demolished, and it can't be in there, right? And so we've got this, um, this you know removal, and then once we have it, then we have this 10 of cups, and we're okay with it once we get we see this being built while it's being burnt down. It's like kind of things of happening and all of that that's unfolding. So I kind of feel like that this journey with them is kind of altering that for the purpose that you guys have been in each other's life is has met its purpose, it feels like, and that they are heading off in a different direction, and that's okay because the tower card tells us whatever's being removed out of our life is being moved out of our life on purpose to make space for something that's more in alignment with our higher heart and to clear the path for us to move forward. So it's something that it's a stop off. It's like a layover between airports, and it was just something that was a stepping stone and heading in your direction. But the 10 of cups, I mean, that is emotional fulfillment and joy that's coming your way, and this is what's clearing its way here for you. So it's served what it needs to serve, but I feel like it is like this 9 of wands energy is they're being blocked on purpose for a purpose, and but it's to keep you from settling or keep you from moving into a condemned, that's the word, condemned building that is not safe to live in. It's got rats, it's gas leaks, it's got roof leaks, the plumbing's iffy, it's like, okay, so there's something more, for you down the road. So that's what's coming in for that, Mia. I know. But hey, when we look at further down the road, we're like, yeah, there's this you know, um, type of uh wonderfulness. It's like, all right, it's worth, letting go. If you've ever seen these memes where they show this little kid with this scrawny little teddy bear that's eyes are missing and missing an arm and the stuffing's out and it's all dirty and it's falling apart, and behind this big adult creator being, they got a huge teddy bear, brand new, 5 times as large behind him. They're asking, here, hand over that so I can give you this. and that's what's happening. So I like it. Right. So thanks for again for the donation, my dear. Hang in there. I like who's coming for you though. I mean, woohoo. Fullness of heart. All right. And then Infinity, you are up next. Thank you for your little sticker. What are they doing? Mm. And for the donation. Thank you so much. And you want to know, how did L feel the last time we saw each other, and what will it be like next time you see each other? All right, let's take a look here. And then up next will be Shay Shay, just to keep people aware of where we're at here. Next in line. So, how did L feel the last time you saw each other? All right, what needs to be known, and then what will it be like the next time? All right. So, the on the bottom of the deck, we do have both the Sage and the Sun card, which, does tell us that they are in this process of really understanding their life and what is the capital T truth of who I am, what do I want, blah, blah, blah. So they are in this, the Sun card is the inner child. They are, going through quite a bit of clarity in their life, trying to figure out what's going on, what do they want, what's happening, that type of thing. So, the last time that you saw each other, there is this emotional confusion here with the 7 of Cups. They're feeling a lot of different things, which makes sense with what's going on in their life. A lot of inner child emotions, rearing their head. And of course also with the movement of cups, the Knight of Cups shows movement of love, movement of emotion, a lot going on there. And it makes sense with the Chariot card, which is the power of choice and a lot of choices. So, the energy that they had going on here, when you first met is um, they already, even before you guys saw each other, they were already, whoa, my God. And then when you guys saw each other, then it just added into the emotional tornado or hurricane that they were in, um, which isn't bad. They loved the emotions they were feeling. It added into a lot of old ripples of old emotions and old energy. So, it's good, all that, but if you felt like, I don't know, they feel confused. If you were feeling emotionally confused, I feel like you were picking up a lot on what was going on over there, because I feel like you're very empathic and you pick up the a lot of other people's emotions, right? And so I feel like you felt it. You're like, what's going on in them? Why are they confused? But they had all this going on beforehand, and it all goes back to 7 years old and younger with these emotions that are rippling forward, right? So a lot of, they just want to tell you this whole story of where they're at and what they're going through, because it's not about you. The emotions that came up were in response to you guys' interactions too, but there was a lot going on pre-meeting, right? So that's understandable. And then the next time you see each other, I do feel here you got the 3 of Cups, which is joy, celebration. So it does bring in a lot of, happiness, a lot of joy, which we like. There still is a block here with the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is, like Wands is our ambition, passion, drive, but it also is our energy. And there's like this forest field that their inner child with that sun, that's who's in charge of our forest fields. Why would we choose, why would we put a little 2-year-old in charge of the forest fields of our life? Well, it's just the way it works. They're in our subconscious. They're the ones that when they feel unsafe and out of control, boop, 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 they put up these uh, blocks, or if they feel they don't deserve it yet, which is usually probably 60% of the time they're going, no, 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 no. This all goes back again to 7 years old and younger when they're developing their rate of emotional exchange. They've got this energy that's there of I have to give so much to receive so little, which was with their parents or whoever was important in their life. They felt that, you know, great out of balanceness, which continues throughout their life in their subconscious till they bring it to their consciousness. So, if you want to know more about that, I have a Take 10 with Zen playlist on my main page. It's episode 5. It talks about the Six of Pentacles. That's where this energy comes in. They have this force field going, no, 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 I don't deserve love yet. So it'll keep it out till they look at that inwardly, which we have that they're working on this firestorm or not a firestorm of emotion. It's water. It's like you ever see the tornadoes, on the ocean. That's what they're showing me. It's like all this water spout of emotion, but that's what's keeping things out. But so just know that there's joy and celebration, and you feel that, but you're still going to feel this barrier between you and them because it's between them and everything else. It's not just between you two, but you're going to feel like, well, what's this? Why can't I get in there further? And it's because of that. But there is sensuality. There is a lot of emotion that happens. The Earth Mother, who's the Empress, rules over all four queens, and that she comes with 5 parts cups, because all queens get cups energy, water energy, emotion energy, and then the Queen of Cups gets a double dose. And then there's 1 part earth, 1 part fire, 1 part air too. And so there's all of that interaction, and there is sensuality. There is a feeling of birthing and um, nurturing and that, but also realize that, yeah, this comes with an energy of mother nature, mother nurture, where they really are in this nurturing part of themselves. They're really one of the big things that attracts them to you is you have this nurturing energy, right? That allows their inner child to feel like um I'm gonna say nurtured. I'm like, okay, we said that word enough, but it does. It feels safe. It feels like a mother holding them. And I know it's like, well, I don't want to be their mother, but it's part of the energy that you exude, this divine goddess feminine energy, right? The mother of all things, the earth mother. You just embrace them and they're like, I could see like sitting on a couch and they're laying down with their head in your lap and you're rubbing their head like we would a little child who's sick, or sensually with an adult, of course. And I kind of feel like that's the kind of energy that's there. My woof. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so that's what's coming in for that infinity. So thank you again for the donation there. All right. You're welcome, Mia Mia. All right, so let's scroll down here. So, okay, so we had infinity, and then I just need to jump back and forth because I look at the timestamps in the chat and the timestamps when things came through. So the PayPal is up. So Shay, hello, hello. Good to see you. Thank you for your donation. Wait. What? Wait. Oh. Oh, okay. So you guys are cool now. So do you have another question? Let's see here. Sure, let's take a look here. Love this week. The jokesters, right? I swear. All right. Let's see, what do we got here? Ultimately, and you're pretty this anyway with the Wheel of Fortune. You kind of have this, you know, Whatever unfolds, I know what's for me, and you pretty much can go with the flow of things. And this is what they're saying is like, yeah, you're 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 realizing your human is even on board, going, yeah, whatever unfolds, I'm cool with, and I like that kind of energy. And they're kind of just normally that would be like a reassurance for people to go, hey, just so you know, da da da. But for you, it's more of a fist bump, high five, you know, elbow bump, group hug of, yeah, this is your attitude, and they kind of celebrate that. They're like, it's so cool. You just kind of go like, you know what? I get it. And they like that you trust them that things are happening, right? I like that. Yeah, okay, yeah. Good thing you got Movement of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving knight out of them all. So things I feel like love for the week still is kind of like silent and quiet. Let's see why here. Yeah, you got Innocence of Pentacles too. So new opportunities, heightened opportunities opening in the outside world. Let's see what that is here. You got 3 cards for that. All right. And we've got the full card. Okay. So, you got these cards coming in like this. You've got the 8 of 1. Okay, let's see if I can do this without dropping everything. All right. So we got the 8 of 1s, which is a lot of energy, a lot of communication coming in here this week. And I feel like this has a lot to do with spirit messages, them giving you synchronicities, giving you um, signs in the physical world, mental things dropping in, emotional things, energetic things, just a lot of messages. So you're probably going to get, the, um, you know, um, repeating numbers and different things that are just like a reminder for you to here turn inward and upward with the high priestess, who connects to the spirit world, looks behind the scenes, dives deep into their emotions. And something that's important here with the 6 of Pentacles, this is I just talked about this a moment ago, and then so let me just put it out there for whoever this resonates with. Here's the playlist for my Take 10 with Zen. Episode 5 talks about the 6 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Pentacles is about this out of balance, giving and receiving that we have within us that influences our inner child about what it allows in, what it doesn't. When we get the movement of pentacles, or where we feel like it's like a silence, things go quiet, or things feel like they're being drawn out and taking forever, it's always for us. This is again the Wheel of Fortune. It's always for us, but it gives us time to look at what is going on here. What fears do I have? What's below the surface? Where am I investing my energy? And because my energy is drawing, like attracts likes, what I'm focusing on is being drawn to me. But also my inner child is in charge of the force fields, like we said earlier, and they will go, nope, don't deserve it yet. Whoop, 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 and it'll keep things away. Or if something comes in, it'll go no, and reject it out as well, right? Yeah, right? I love these cards too. So, we've got this energy of, taking the time, listening to the messages, find out what's going on below the surface, because they're guiding you to look at that so that you can bring that out of balanceness. And I feel like you've worked on it, so it's not like 1,000 to 1, but maybe you got rid of one of the zeros and it's 100 to 1. And you can still have an opportunity to bring it down to 10 to 1, and even bring it down to 1 to 1, to where they get rid of these force fields, and there's not an inner subconscious, keeping track of score of like, I have to give so much to deserve so little, and coming in there. Even less stressed. Yeah, right? And we have this beautiful full card that comes in here too, which is, ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventure, something free of a lot of limitations, a whole new world of possibilities and adventure. So I feel like that's what, love for this week is what they're looking at here is, you know, looking into some of those things, doing some journaling, doing some reflection, maybe listen to that video, see what resonates with it, what kind of release can happen. Because some of it has to do with, yeah, a whole new world where I can show you the world. But there's this, um, you know, release of some individuals from your past, earlier childhood, like 7 years old and younger, where you're like, you know what, dad, mom, grandpa, grandma, whoever, I know you did the best with what you could do when you were there, and I release you from, teaching me that I had to give so much to deserve so little. And so I like that. All right. So that's what they got. They got so for you there, Shay Shay. So enjoy the adventure on a magic carpet made for two. But start with you first, right? You're like, I'm going to take this magic carpet and go fly around before I take on passengers. So I like it. So many, many blessings to you. No, not at all. Uh, you know, I also go with the flow, and so does spirit. So you're good. All right. So many blessings to you. I know, right? Ooh, I also have. I think fear of heights is healthy. That's called survival. All right. So many blessings, my dear. Take care. Hey, Vargas. Hello, hello. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. So that was that one. And then we are here to HTTPS. So I got a couple for you, and then Johanna, and then we will jump over to Alphonse. Um, After that, and um, and then there's more to come. So I will kind of give you guys an update where the next few are, so that gives you an idea. All right. So HTTPS, thank you for your dual donations. Let's give the first one some love and a like there, and thank you for channeling Brenda's spirit guides earlier too. I appreciate your input because it helps sometimes when it's coming from multiple individuals too. I like it. So messages from your spirit team, and then excuse me. And then if I think you have, we'll see here if you have another question as well, because you gave two donations. Okay, there it is. Should you buy a house? Okay, very cool. Well, so we'll look at there. Oh, thank you. You are so kind. All right, let's take a look here and see if it's in your highest. We'll look at that one next. If it's in your highest experience for a home, or we'll do cards for if you do and if you don't, and see what energy is in alignment for you here, because I feel like they're saying it's not um a huge impact on your adventure in this lifetime. So they're going to say, well, it's up to you. This is the energy if you do it, this is the energy if you don't, and I like that. But let's see what their messages are here. What do they want you to know before we get into all of that? So get that. These. Those. All right. Yep. We've got this energy. We've got this great, this Ace of Wands that comes in here, which is not focusing, but there you go. um, it's all about the power, the energy, being aware of the magic wand, the magician kind of energy coming in here. And so the theme is going to be energy here. Yeah, and you have the Four of Cups. I like this emotional stability that's coming in here. And I feel like this feels like a kudos. It's like they're in a gratitude. They want to make sure you're aware that the emotional stability that you've obtained over the years, that you've been working on it, and you put a lot of energy into your emotional stability, and it's celebrated. And I feel like because you're kind of used to it, that you're like, "Yeah, I know I can maintain my emotional stability pretty well in a lot of difficult situations, and I know that." But they're like, "You don't know how, uh, what an accomplishment it is," and I feel like they really want you to acknowledge it and celebrate it to yourself. You don't have to do it to anyone else, but so fist bump, for that. I like it. Yeah. I got a great balancing energy that's coming in here. The Eight of Cups is this being aware of the energies, the emotional energies that are below the surface. You've gonna like I like that because they're celebrating all the work that you've done. And they're just like, there's still, of course, the timing of things that it is time to look at. Is there a few more emotions below the surface that can be transformed? And are there some relationships, whether it's family, friends, whoever, that can be released and you can back off of? I feel like part of this message here too is they're preparing you for something, which we'll look at here in a moment. I feel like what these next cards are is telling us that they're having you gather this emotional vat or emotional, container full of a lot more. Yeah, right. Never stop growing and learning. Yeah, I love that. Great attitude with that. But it's like, they're having you store up some for a new emotional adventure that's coming up, that you know it's like charging your phone because you're getting ready for a long trip, right? This is the kind of energy. It's You're charging up your emotional because you're about to go on this great emotional journey, and they're kind of just preparing. They're like, yeah, this isn't about, oh, you gotta find emotional stability. This is all about storage. I like it. And here's more balancing. Yeah, yeah. And here we go. Right. Here's the temperance. Here's the balancing energy again. Two of Pentacles, is a balancing energy. So this is balancing and storing up, and here is the balancing and movement of cups, Knight of Cups. So movement of emotion is about to come forward. Let's see what these three cards are. Yeah, because here we go. Yeah, you're about to have a significant ending and beginning with the universe or the world card that's coming in here. Um, so you are about to have this, and it's victory. It's a victory thing. It's like you've reached a certain point and now you're about ready to take a big step emotionally with this ending and beginning to move forward. And here's the Page of Wands. So you had the underlying energy was the Ace of Wands. The Page of Wands is like a enhanced. The Five of Wands is a movement of energy of something that's here, and it's an expansiveness. It's a change of it. It's a movement of it too. So I like this, that they're saying, let's look, let's store up more of those emotions. Let's take an inventory of where the emotions are being invested and things happening. Too much of hermit mode. Right? Right. Yeah, right. Too much hermit. So it is. It's about this expression. And so gathering all this emotional energy, gathering all this emotional energy, and it's about this, all of this um spark, this passion that's about to be expressed in this transformation forward here. So I like that because I feel like you are about to, have this, kind of energy that comes forward, and energy that, um, pushes you into a new journey, a new adventure. And, and that makes sense, especially if you said you've been in hermit mode and you're ready to take off like never before. Introverts, what is the they say, introverts unite at home by yourselves separately. But when we're going to do something big and something, outwardly interacting with people, and it's like charge up your social emotional battery because you're about to interact with people, right? And that makes sense with all of this. I relate because I am very much an introvert. My A lot of my emotional and uh, interactions with people is this. I feel all of your guys' energy when I go in to do like a each individual reading. I feel like you guys are sitting right across from me and I'm interacting with you. But when I'm gonna go do actually meet with a bunch of people or people in the outside world, I'm like, all right, let's charge up. Here we go, right? So that's cool. All right. So I love that for you. So thank you for that donation. Oh, let me scroll up and give the second one. There we go. Some love and whoops. Come on, there it goes. Love and like there. Mouse gone wild. All right. So let's look here about the house. The house. A bruddaZEN convention. Wow. Why you want to scare me, Nova? I'm just kidding. It would be fun. All the love that everyone has, it would be an awesome convention. All right, let's take a look here and see. So this is if you do purchase a house, and then here is if you do not. I want that one, and then this one here. Yeah, I like them on the deck with the sun card saying, either way is, totally bright and sunshining abundant for you. There's neither right nor wrong that they have. All right. And then what if you do? Well, this is if you don't. So if you do, I like that with all this talk of hermiting, we got the hermit. Here's your house. You actually have the house on your back here. So it allows you this great space of connection with spirit. And you also have the innocence of swords, movement of swords. So there is a lot of, facing things, a lot of this energy that comes in of, you know, um, seeing things from a different perspective, heightened. So it definitely gives you like a temple of where it really helps you expand in your mindset and the way you look at things too. So I like all that. If you don't, you've got here, you've got the moon card, which is there's a lot of unseen and unknowns. And, we've got a lot of um, the Five of Wands and the Five of Cups is this transformative energy, a lot of like conflict, which is not a bad thing. But I can see it. What they're showing me is like when you get a home and it's yours, you have a set, usually you get a loan, depends on where you live in the world, but usually it's like you get a loan, there's a fixed monthly amount. You get to change things, you get to do things. It's yours, right? You get to make it your own because it's your home. But if you don't, if you rent somewhere, then oh, rent's gone up, or here's these charges. Oh, here's the complaints. Oh no, you can't do that. You're gonna lose your deposit. Blah 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 blah. Unknowns, right? There's this who knows what they're gonna do next. And well, we're gonna evict you, whatever. So I feel like that's where the conflict comes in. There's a lot of unknowns and a lot of ooh, which it doesn't break us, but I feel like really with these cards, it's like they're saying, having that home base and having that place that the turtle knows that there is theirs that they can go into and reflect and feel safe and secure. And so there's a lot of security in that. So I feel like they're kind of saying, purchasing a home is of um, benefit to you, but you would be able to put up and you know work through whatever all those other things because it's all transformative. You would have conflicts and different things that would happen if you didn't, like in rental places or whatever, but you would work it out. You would work it out. There's just a lot of unknownness about it. So I like it. All right. So that's what they have for you for that one, HTTPS. So Happy house hunting. All right. All right. So that's what they have for that. And then, all right. So timestamps here. So Johanna, thank you here for your donation. Let's give that some love and a like there. And let's find your, yep, I asked the same question yesterday. Scroll, 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 scroll. All right. So what do your guides have for you about today or just in general? All right. Let's take a look here. All righty. Let's see what we have. What do your guides have for you about today or in general? And 1, 2, 3. All right. Yeah. Well, yeah, I like you got these made two major arcana on the bottom of the deck here. And they both kind of have the same type of energy where the sage is like your soul, your higher self drawing you to look at capital T truths and gain and glean some, clarity around life purpose and self and, wonderful things. You have the star here, which also represents our higher self in some situations, especially this combination and deciding like what is my ultimate purpose. So I feel like there's a lot of clarity, star, coming in here that's coming in with all this, right? Um, so I really like this unfolding of all this here. So I just saw HTTPS. You're going to buy a mansion in Hawaii. Hey, I hear you. My dad lives in Hawaii on in Lihu in that island. Too funny. All right, and then we'll do your free message later. All right. Oh, how funny you put that even before I even did that. That's great. Well, you're in the zone, Johanna. So let's take a look here, see what they want you to kind of know about life purpose, dream, where you're heading. Yeah, you have the heart of swords, queen of swords, balancing of the head and the heart. So we like that, there's this um beautiful combination that and they're reminding me there's this great book called Whole Brain Living by Dr. Jill. I forget her name, but if you look that up, but it's she talks about the four parts of our brain that we have, two emotional centers, one human and one kind of spiritually connected, and then the human brain and the higher brain. She had a stroke and lost access, her left side of her brain got wiped, and she had this experience of being in euphoria and connected, like all of oneness. It's really, if you have ever a chance to check her out, she's amazing. Um, but there's this, you know, realization. There's like four parts of us that are ruling our life in a given moment. One's usually in charge, and all of them serve a purpose. Like our the little emotional human side is the fight or flight zone. Our little inner child that goes unsafe, unsafe, alert, alert. It keeps us alive, and sometimes it helps us stay alive because of it. And so it has its purpose, but sometimes it overreacts, which our human brain then goes, is that really scary? Is that really a danger? It's the logical side, right? Well, this piece, I feel like this is the one because it organizes, it gets stuff done, right? It's the tasker, it can do stuff. Well, when our higher self, like our higher heart, when there's this connection, it's like this is our dream, what it wants to do, what it wants the, it's the little inner child kind of in a way of like it's all free. I can do what I want. I can go and be free. Well, when you have that combination together, it really puts in this like details. It helps us get it done. It's the taskmaster, right? So I like that. I like that. It's like allowing your brain to help formulate it, but not control it. It's the assistant, and I like that. Yeah, and the 5 of Wands. So you do have this change of energy that's coming in your life too, that they want you to know. So we've got this, switching of energy of zoop, that's coming back around. Um, and that it's like an upgrade, an energetic upgrade. It's taking you to a new step. And I like this clarity, this opening up, because I feel like you're just allowing a bigger set of possibilities for your life. And I feel like they want you to know that we've got this, great energy of opening up, and that it's like, wow, your energy is expanding, which is like even making the possibilities even bigger, where you're like, I thought, well, this is what I can do, but with everything that's been going on there, I feel like you're realizing, and they're reinforcing that it's actually even a bigger than it was before. And I like that. Yeah, we got moon energy. Apparently you're good. Yeah. You got the moon energy coming in here. So definitely using your I feel like understanding your moon sign, understanding how it interacts with moon energy is an important piece of your journey going forward here. Yeah. Because you got the Queen of Cups. So understanding emotions, and how your emotions are influenced, of course, by that. Yeah, because this is even, I don't know if you can find it. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There it is. See the Cancer sign symbol. Whoops, over here. That's the moon. So, because uh, the moon rules over Cancer. So, you've got all this energy that's coming in here, and, around moon energy. Let's see what this last one is. Yeah. And then the balancing of with the mind and information and knowledge that comes in through the higher mind. So I like all this, yeah, because we talked about so much about your high heart too. So moon energy, I feel like homework, if you want something to look into, is looking into your moon sign, understanding it deeply, but especially how it interacts as the moon goes through all of the 12 zodiac signs every month. Because I feel like even maybe even doing a moon journal, if you want to do that for a month and just see how you feel as it goes through each one. And because it's like, oh, wow, okay, I see how I can use this energy in a different way coming in there with that. Well, good. So now that's probably the nudge that you've been feeling internally, but they definitely want you to look into that, because it does. It helps with your life purpose. It's like it's the foundation. It helps with whatever you're going to do. It helps bring it forward. So I like it. All right, absolutely. Do it. It's always a suggestion. It's never a have to, because then it makes it like work. But this is like, hey, if this excites you, possibly look into that. And you're like, all right, I'm going to go on an adventure, all about the moon. So I like it. Yeah, that's what they have for you. So I like that, Johanna. Many blessings, right? Very interesting. I want to do it now, but I got other things. So you get to do that and share it with us. All right. And then Alphonse, you are up next here. So thank you for your donation. And let me see here, just to make sure. Whoops. Come on. All right. It's probably back up here. All right, there you go. So your phone died last night and with no access to a charger. Okay, so your question is, will Lisa and you ever reconcile and be a romantic couple again? All right. And then you can I did answer that question when you asked it yesterday at some point, I don't know if it was day or night. It all kind of blend my whole weekend blends together these days. But we'll pull at cards and see if they have any additional, what they want you to know here is, is there reconciliation? Because I feel like if I remember, which I do so many readings, but I feel like they were, you know, saying that I just she had so much going on that they were like, it's a very small possibility of it, but let's take a look here and get more clarity. Yeah, the bottom of the deck, we've got the 10 of wands, which does tell us that there's a lot of energy that you've invested into this. And the 10 of wands is this, endings and beginnings, really realizing how much energy I've invested, everything that I've done, and is it really bringing value to me anymore? Is it worth doing all that, right? You even have the 5 of wands underneath that, which I feel like maybe this is the card we got for her, but it's like she's always in this firestorm, right? Um, we've got this, she's just so much inner turmoil that she's always got this happening below the surface, right? But let's take a look here at the cards that was on the bottom of the deck. Let's see what we have here. So, we have the page of wands with the innocence of wands and the nine of cups, which is about dreams come true, emotional fulfillment. And the innocence of wands, shows this charge of understanding what will bring you uh, emotional fulfillment, right? Let's see, these cards kind of build interestingly here. It's like there's one here and then one here and then one here and then one here and one here. It's like there's this puzzle or this crooked road that's here. Let's see what it is here. Yeah. So we have the 6 of swords. That's you're so sweet. You deserve to have someone like you. But the 6 of swords is about, leaving some old ways of thinking behind, movement forward. Um, it is a mental movement, a change of story, a change of way that we're looking at things. And you have the 4 of pentacles this way, which this is about the solidity in the outside world that comes in here a little bit too. So, we've got this um feeling of home, this feeling of change, this feeling of, the 4 pentacles has this awareness that comes in with it when we look to the outside world for our solidity, for our self-worth, it feels unstable, right? Because we're told to look in 3 different areas: relationships, situations, and things. Situations being job, education, social status, things, our body, our bank accounts, whatever. And relationships, everything is unstable out there, right? People change, people walk away, people pass away. Situations never stay the same. Things don't last forever. They deteriorate, they blow up, burn down, stolen. Instability, right? And that's what the 4 of pentacles, they learn when they're going through it all is when they look to the outside world, they do feel this, you know, um, temporariness, this ever changiness, this instability. And when we experience it enough, eventually we're like, I'm just so tired of it or so disappointed in it. I turn inward and upward. And that's where in the 4 of pentacles journey, we find the only truly stable thing in this lifetime, which is the eternal unconditional love of the higher realms. And when we make that the basis of our worth, we become priceless instead of feeling like we're on a retail rack in the outside world of what am I worth to everyone, and it changes by person. And then also there's this you know feeling of being on the clearance rack and lowness. So I feel like there is this change coming through here. Yeah, and then you have the sage, which was this way, which is your higher self drawing you to see yourself more clearly. There is this, um, you know, um, finding the capital T truth of who you really are, what you really want, and where you want to head in life, right? And this clarity of worth, this clarity of things, and that's why they're having you kind of step back and be able to look at things from a different place, right? Um, yeah. And your last two cards here, we've got the Naked Heart and the Eight of Pentacles. And the Naked Heart is about being true to your heart. And that's what I feel like, when you said what you do and how much you've invested and all that you put forward, you deserve to be with someone like you, that is equally giving, that there's not like 80%, 20%, into the relationship. And the Eight of Pentacles is this journey of putting in blood, sweat, and tears. And at some point, though, especially with the Ten of Wands that was here, it becomes a burden. And the Eight of Pentacles is about we have we go into where the agreement is, hey, we're going to go into these cocoons and we're going to evolve from caterpillars to butterflies. And oh my gosh, the places we can go, because we're going to be able to fly and flutter. And like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And like, all right. So you go into the cocoon and you go through all the transformation, you invest all this energy, and then you get out of the cocoon and you're like, all right, let's go. Why are you still a caterpillar? And they're like, well, I decided that I just didn't have the energy to do that right now. And you're like, well, I can't undo myself to become a caterpillar. I can't carry you, because you never see a butterfly carrying around a caterpillar. And you're like, well, I can wait around for you to change, and I can wait around for you, to do this. But you wait around for a while, and then you're not using your butterfly wings, and you don't eat leaves anymore. You need nectar, so you're like, well, I got to go over here to this flower, and I got to go over do this. And but they're like, they're still staying a caterpillar. And at some point we have to decide that they're not going to become a butterfly, and that if they do, they can catch up and come find you. But in the meantime, I'm going to go do butterfly things, because I can't restrict myself, I can't shrink, I can't pretend I'm eating leaves when I need nectar, I can't walk, um because I can fly now. And so I feel like that's the kind of message that's coming in here for you, that it's okay to let her go, and it's okay to look and see what is it that your heart needs, that naked heart. There's a great message. It's unique to this deck. It's a very it's about connection, purpose. The naked heart says, I radiate at a pure vibrational level, calling in all that I need at this time to stay in an alignment with my path. The universe is highlighting my gifts and asking me to trust myself and my intuition. And as I listen to what my heart needs, my natural essence comes forth to be nurtured, and I innately connect with my calling and my purpose. Comparing myself to others does not serve me and will only knock me out of my flow. I was given the exact proportion of amazing, otherwise, I would not exist. My path may not always feel easy, but it will feel right. When I shine bright, I'm the spark to someone else's light, and I inspire others. The little Luna moth that's on the card whispers to you, you are brave and beautiful. Fly out of your darkness and into your light. And there's this, if I feel my heart is disconnected, then we can ask ourselves, is my ego leading my path instead of my heart? So I feel like that's the message they have for you. I don't feel like there's reconciliation anytime soon. I just feel like they are a caterpillar that's not wanting to go to the cocoon and become a butterfly. They're so consumed with their caterpillar ways that they just are consuming over and over again these lower vibrational emotions and things that they, unless they do something drastic, that they won't. I don't feel like that's in the energy right now for them. So, you've been waiting, and that 10 of Wands is saying you've been waiting and very patient, putting a lot of energy, but sometimes, we reach a point where we're ready to really evaluate it and go, you know what? I'm releasing them. I'm going to let them be the caterpillar instead of pressuring them to get into the cocoon, because you can't force them to make a cocoon and transform. And so I'm going to go do butterfly things. And you might find a butterfly out there, right? And then that's what that whole thing is. You deserve to be in a relationship with someone like you. So hopefully that helps, Alphonse. I know you have great love for her, but sometimes letting someone go is the right thing that we can do to love ourselves. So, right. So hang in there. Right, everybody. I got so many donations today. I'm so sorry that I'm not going to get to all of them in this session. I have so many to do. I will be back. Of course, I'm going to go spend some time with my Praying Mantis members here in a few minutes. And then I am going to go eat so I don't pass out. And then I'll be back on. And what I may do here, because let's see, let me just get an idea of what's going on here. Okay, so that was that, and we did that one. And because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 through PayPal and Cash App, and then I've got Nova and Star, and I'm Vargas, and Infinity, Infinity, and Infinity, and Mod and Infinity. Yeah, so I've got, wow. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to capture all of these the live, the donation ones. Maria, no, I didn't get to yours. um so I will, let me see, how can I do this? Because nope, nope, love 1, 2, 3, 4, I didn't do yours either. But I will be back because I've got like 12 12 of those. So let me see. I'm kind of confused because I wanted to come back and maybe do a special session for the donation ones. But if I have a chat, then other people jump in and ask more questions. But I don't want to go no. So I can't do it with a chat. All right. So I'm just going to do what I normally do. I'm going to head off here in a moment, and then I'll be back in about an hour and a half. And then all the donations, I'm going to do all of those first. You guys always get priority. And now, of course, I dive deeper into those too. And so you guys will be first, and then I'll complete all the free readings too. You'll moderate, Gianna. delete. So it's hard to be able to do that. And yeah. Wow. So and then when I do that, I, of course, once I'm done, I put in the order in which all of them are done there. So let me grab screenshots of everything here. Let me get rid of this old one here. And maybe I'll try to tell you the order, but that might take a little bit of time that I don't have left here. But I appreciate everyone's patience as I do go through all the readings. I know I do dive deeper into into the donation readings, and I follow spirit, and I know sometimes it can be frustrating. So I appreciate you guys having patience as we connect with spirit and bring through the messages. And a lot of times there isn't I mean, there's messages for all of us and the questions everyone asks too, which I love how Spirit just wants to communicate with all of us. All right. Sorry, I'm just focusing, making sure I don't miss anything here. All right. Okay, I think I got them all here. So really quick here before I jet off. So so we just did Johanna, and then we did Alphonse, right? Okay. So we were there, right? Let me look at timestamps. All right. So then, Nova, your next question would be up, and then Love 1234, and then Star, and then Michelle, and then I'm Vargas, and then Infinity, 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 boom, 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 and then Maria, and then Mod, and then Infinity. Okay, and then Tasty One. Yes, I did get yours. And so if for those of you who made donations via so Michelle, I saw you did yours. And Tasty One, if you did you put your question out here yet? Let me see here. I love your how you have your user ID. It really stands out. So I see get donation. Hello, hello. So if you want to put your, because I don't see a question on your donation. So if you want to put your question down here, I'll grab it real quick too. Yeah, cool. So do that real quick here. So I'm going to head out here in just a moment. So that's the order in which they shall be done. And gosh, I'm so grateful. I am so blessed. You guys are, uh, you know, I can't do it without you guys and all the donations. I'm just so grateful. I am a bit overwhelmed, and but I feel so blessed, and I love all of the love energy I feel from you guys, the thirst that you have for spirit, your senses of humor, of course. I so am grateful for it because I love to laugh and I have a unique sense of humor. So okay, so I grabbed it there, tasty one. All right. So we'll grab those. And thank you for your patience and understanding and wow, I will be back and I'll make sure all of the readings get done and all of the free readings as well. And because I know I'm not back for the readings until um, Friday for the free readings. So I'll definitely come back and finish everything up. And just a big hug to everybody. I feel so full right now. So thank you guys. And remember, of course, as we're going through every moment of every day of our lives, we truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And I hope you guys know that I do love you guys very much. So thank you. And I'll see you guys when I see you. Yep. Michelle, I did see that. And then you asked your question up above. So you'll definitely will, I'll be completing that here in about an hour and a half. If not sooner, but it should be about an hour and a half because I'm going to take time to eat and re-energize and then come back. So yeah, I'll be back in about an hour and a half, and it'll probably take me about a half hour or so. So from an hour and a half to like, because it'll take me about a half hour or so to get through I have about 12 donations that I did not get to. And then after that, I'll complete all the free readings too. So thank you guys again. So I'm going to head off because I'm already late, a minute late to my praying mantis members. So I will be back. And again, until I see you guys again, remember that I love you very much. Hang in there, take care of yourselves, enjoy the rest of your day or night. And if you want something to do, got a ton of free content on my main page. If you want some additional, there's a new From Chaos to Cozy podcast that came out today. Or if you want to catch up on any of it, here's a quick link. But I've got a bunch of other stuff on my main page too. So, all right, guys, love you. We'll see you soon. Take care.